Zimbabwe's parliament wants former President Robert Mugabe to testify about diamond corruption during his tenure. In 2016, Mugabe claimed that mining companies had deprived the country of at least $15 billion in diamond revenue. We discuss that now with a visitor to Newsday, Zimbabwe Member of Parliament, an independent Member of Parliament, and also a committee chairperson on mines, Temba Mliswa. Thank you very much for joining us. So give us the broad context here, if you can. Why are you calling the former president to testify? What are you hoping that he will tell you?
It is an inquiry pertaining to the 15 billion that went missing in terms of us being able to actually benefit from it. As you're aware that earnings from natural resources are critical to the treasury of the country from an economic point of view. Zimbabwe was not doing well economically, yet we were awash with diamonds, and as a result, what contribution was there? So the former president was very clear in that the economy is performing badly because there's 15 billion which has gone missing. We then went on to do an inquiry with all the mining houses in the country, with all the stakeholders involved with mining to find out exactly what happened. And as a result, it's only prudent that the former president comes and answers to the fact that where was the 15 billion, how was it missing?
Are you asking him to corroborate evidence that you have already gathered, or are you expecting him to throw more light on what could conceivably be alleged as widespread fraud and theft here?
You've got to understand that he was the CEO of the country. As a result, he's very much aware of how he got that figure, how he was told of that figure. So it is important now in our findings, we find out from him that how come there was 15 billion missing? Where did this figure come from? Because other people that have come before us are basically saying we are not aware of the 15 billion. So it's only proper that the source of that information is brought before us so that we come up to a logical conclusion.
I'm assuming you're not going into this blind. I mean, you must have some idea as to who is responsible and where this money has gone to.
We have taken on the security sector of the country from the Central Intelligence Organization, who are awarded with a mining concession, the Army, Zimbabwe National Army, the Zimbabwe Republic Police. We have all called them before us, the Zimbabwe Mining Development Corporation, which is responsible for the mining on behalf of government, and all the joint venture partners who were also private in doing that. And they've given us their side of the story. Now we're getting to the end of it to see what they've told us.
What is their side of the story? What have they been telling you?
Some of them are telling us that they were doing things above board. Equally, there's an aspect of the Mines and Minerals Commission, MMCZ, which is responsible for the marketing of minerals. It seems that there was also an undervalue of the diamonds. Okay, from diamonds which are worth 60 carat, they were being sold for 30. And that, of course, leads to some money missing out in terms of the smuggling as well of the diamonds which were seen outside Zimbabwe in Mozambique.
Is it your contention that the former president is complicit in one way or another?
No, the former president, we would not know until he answers, because we've got to be very clear. He was the CEO of the country, he was a competent man, and as a CEO, there's got to be a time where he's got to respond to these issues, because he presided over these portfolios as the president.
But you're also suggesting that given networks of patronage that existed in the country, that he would have a clearer view on what might have happened than perhaps others.
I totally agree with you. That certainly is important, because you cannot afford not to bring him before us when he was the source of the information. So he has some information.
Fair enough. Let's not put the cart before the horse. He has received your request to attend.
Yes, Parliament has written to me to attend tomorrow, because what happens is a committee will resolve. After resolving, then the Clerk of Parliament, Mr. Chokuda, then writes to him to appear before us. As soon as you get the letter, you have to appear before us. So we are expecting him.
But realistically, he's not going to appear, because there is not an appetite, I'm understanding, among senior ZANU-PF politicians for him to do so. Would you be surprised if he arrived tomorrow?
We would not be surprised. He is a statesman. Despite him not being in power, we still expect him to abide by the laws of the country.
And if he doesn't?
He will be someone, there are consequences. Parliament has got certain powers invested in it if you do not attend. And we know that as a former president who was a statesman, he would have to attend. So
this is what one ZANU-PF politician says. They are saying that they do not want their old man to be embarrassed, particularly by opposition members such as yourself of Parliament. One ZANU-PF official saying emphatically it will not happen.
It will happen because that member of Parliament, that ZANU-PF member does not understand the powers before Parliament. They never thought that we would invite the National Army to come. They came. They never thought that we would invite the security sector in the country to come. They came before us. What must be understood is that the President is accountable to the people of Zimbabwe through Parliament. This is constitutional. And as a result, the committee that I chair, the majority of the members are ZANU-PF who actually did second and support this.
And they have the appetite to do this.
They have the appetite to do that. The opposition are fewer than ZANU-PF. So ZANU-PF actually agreed to this to happen. But we've also said that because he's old, we are prepared to go to his house. And because as Parliament we are prepared, even have it in camera at the end of the day. We are aware that he's old and he's frail, so we are not inhuman about it. We are not there to
Are you heading back to Harare now?
Yes, I'm heading back to Harare.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. Thank you very much for joining us. A Member of Parliament in Zimbabwe, Temba Mliswa, thank you very much indeed.